Oilers postgame after a 3-2 win over the Sherwood Park Crusaders, joined now by tonight's unanimous first-star selection, Jack Silverberg, who scored all 3 goals in the 3-2 win. And just first of all, Jack, you entered tonight's game on a 3-game losing streak. How good does it feel to snap it against such a good team in Sherwood Park?
Yeah, it's huge. Every point's big for us right now. We need to win every game we can, and especially going in our last 10 here, that point's huge tonight.
When was the last time you personally had a game in which you scored all of your team's goals in a win?
I don't think that's ever happened before. That might be the first time.
We were saying on the broadcast the final score tonight was Silverberg 3, Sherwood Park 2, and for that also a personal element involved. You're from Sherwood Park. Just how special does it feel to have a night like this against a team that was your childhood hometown team?
Yeah, it's definitely nice. I got some buddies over there, so it's definitely nice to score some on them, and definitely the win too. That's the biggest part.
It's been a bit of an up and down transition for you guys since the transition over to the BCHL happened last month, and you know, you've had these streaks of wins and losses. You get another big win here tonight. You took Brooks into overtime on a big, crazy comeback. How do you feel about the way that you have progressed in the BCHL here, even if the results haven't always been there?
Yeah, like you said, we haven't had the best start to it, but I think going into our last 10 games here that we really got on a roll now. So this win was huge for us, and we're going to build off of it.
How did you approach tonight's game, even though, you know, we had a bit of confusion before the game about who was going to be playing, and you ended up playing with 17 skaters, but just how does that next man up mentality follow you guys through games like this?
Yeah, we have a super deep team, so it's really nice. We can put anybody we want out there, and we are rolling the lines, and when you do that, you can play super fast, so that really worked for us tonight.
Feels like with Christian Green in net, it's been an adjustment in his tenure with the Oilers this year. And recently, I mean, you even look at the game against Brooks in which he gives up 7, but he was one of the Oilers' best players in that game. And tonight, of course, the second star behind you, fantastic performance from him. And just how solid are you guys feeling with Green in net right now?
Yeah, like it was huge for him to get his first win. I can't believe it. He's been playing unbelievable. He's been keeping us in games all the time, and especially tonight too. Like he took a lot of shots, so it's huge having him in the net, and we love him there.
The next step, I think, for you guys is to start stringing wins together. And just how big is tomorrow's game in Blackfalds?
Yeah, it's massive. We got to build off this for sure. Like I said, we don't have many games left, so we got to get into that top 3 spot for sure.
That is Oilers forward Jack Silverberg after a huge win over Sherwood Park. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Joined now by Oilers assistant coach Reid Hnatowich. And just first of all, Reid, we talked to Jack Silverberg. We're going to ask you about Jack Silverberg. 3 goals tonight, all your team's offense. Just how big was he in this one?
Yeah, like you know, obviously his goals coming at unbelievable times. I think like what he was really good at tonight, he was very analytical in the sense of the way that he was reading plays. And if you like look at all of his goals, like first one's him coming into a good situation off of a little roll-in kind of 2-on-1 scenario where he's just tracking loose pucks, put the thing in. Obviously his breakaway one, like being in good area, coming across to generate speed. And then with the third one, just like something happens in the D zone, it's a quick transition, he's up in ice in a good area, gets it, and then goes in. So really good at analyzing it, but I think being opportunistic off of their turnovers and just being fast, getting speed, and obviously doing what he did tonight.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about Brett Huxley as well, because we hadn't seen him in what felt like forever. It felt like it had been 5 years since we've seen Brett Huxley play for the Okotoks Oilers. He's back. He gets his first point since returning tonight on the first goal by Silverberg, and just played a lot with Silverberg as well. What did you make of his game tonight?
Just you know, just an absolute, I think, relief to have him back in the lineup. Like you look at what he does, you know, he's not the he's not the player who's going through sticking through 5 guys and the highlight reel stuff. He's just a guy you put out on the ice. He's consistent every time. He plays positioning well. He makes everyone around him better, and he does the sport and the game for the right reason. So major contributor to the lineup, and I think it makes a huge difference when he's in it.
The other guy I want to ask you about is Christian Green, who was tonight's second star, and for very good reason. I think he was overdue to get his first win in the BCHL, because I don't think it was necessarily an indictment on his effort levels and his compete. He ends up getting that first win in the BCHL tonight. What have you seen from him since the switch?
He's he's piecing together some cool games. You know, he's always a kid, like with the level of his commitment and his focus and his his dedication to his craft and just improving. You know, he's always a guy that even on his off nights, he's going to give you a chance to win. And I thought, you know, tonight, like first period, we didn't give up a ton of shots, but second and third, like there was some big saves he made. That one kind of game changer could have been in the second period at the end there on that odd man rush that he came up strong. Some really big ones there in the third, and then especially when that goaltender was pulled. So I think he gave the team a chance to win tonight, but the way that his game's developing and progressing, it's because of his commitment, and couldn't be happier for him.
There was some uncertainty before this game about Ethan O'Halloran's status, whether he would draw into the lineup tonight. He ended up not. Went with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. But I think, generally speaking, the younger defensemen on this team have been expected to take on a larger share of the responsibility, especially in the BCHL. And just what have you made of how they have acquitted themselves in this new league? Yeah,
obviously they have a tough task in the sense of the pace is getting faster, everything's getting quicker. They've managed in well. It's good for these guys. You got a 20-year-old out of the lineup. Good for the young guys to get in, get their reps, get their ice times, and I think they're adjusting positively.
That is Oilers assistant coach Reid Hnatowich. Big game ahead of you tomorrow in Black Falls. Best of luck.
Thanks.